I don't usually do this on this channel, but today we're going to talk a little bit about sports ball, baseball to be more specific. Shohei Ohtani, the star player and probably the most popular player in MLB right now, got a big contract this year. Came over from the Angels to play with the Dodgers, and his interpreter, his former interpreter, Ippei Mizuhara, um, is in a lot of hot water. This coming here from Los Angeles here says Ippei Mizuhara, the former interpreter for baseball superstar Shohei Ohtani, faces a federal charge of bank fraud after allegedly stealing more than $16 million from Ohtani, a U.S. attorney in Los Angeles announced Thursday. U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada said Mizuhara made unauthorized transfers from Ohtani's bank account from November 2021 until January 2024. So almost 3 years this was going on. Mizuhara used his close relationship with Ohtani, someone whom he accompanied on a constant basis, due to the Japanese star's limited understanding of English, to fuel his gambling addiction, a statement from the U.S. Attorney's Office said. Estrada said Ohtani is considered a victim in this case, and there's no evidence suggesting Ohtani was actively involved. Estrada says our investigation has revealed that due to the position of trust he occupied with Mr. Ohtani, Mr. Mizuhara had unique access to Ohtani's finances. Mr. Mizuhara used and abused that position of trust in order to take advantage of Mr. Ohtani. If convicted, Mizuhara could face up to 30 years in prison, Estrada said. Well, thank God you don't live in Thailand. I saw a story this morning where some woman in Thailand, some billionaire woman, got the death penalty for basically tax evasion and interest evasion and paying cops off. You know, around here you do that sort of thing, they just give you a prison sentence. You know, make you pay some of the money back. Not over in Thailand. They put your ass to death for that bullshit. Anyway, Mizuhara was fired last month after Ohtani's lawyers accused him of stealing from Ohtani and placing bets with a bookmaker who is also under federal investigation. Ohtani later alleged that Mizuhara stole the money from one of his bank accounts. The size of the alleged theft is much larger than had been previously known. Mizuhara had originally only been accused of stealing of about $4.5 million. But the New York Times reported on Wednesday that prosecutors expected the number to be way higher. The allegations became public while the Dodgers were in South Korea for an MLB season opening series in March. So here's what I think happened. Let me know in the comments below if you agree here. How can you be? My first thought on this is, how can you be oblivious to this? You know, you could say, oh, I don't understand English and I use this guy for everything and we thought we were pals, yada, yada, yada. But every single app, I'm sure every single banking app has the ability to choose your language on it. I know that when there's a Nestle factory, okay? They make Nesquik and coffee creamer there. It's in Anderson, Indiana, just northwest or northeast of Indianapolis. When you go over there to pick up a load, you have to pull up to a giant touchscreen. And the first thing the touchscreen asks you is, what language do you want to speak? What language do you want to, this thing to be printed in? Now, the ironic thing about that is that in the trucking business, the very first rule of trucking is that you have to be able to read, write, and speak English fluently. So why do we need other languages as a shipper and receiver? Anyway, my point is, if I were to go, let's say I do my banking at Joe's Bank, if you're a popular bank and I have an app, you can darn well bet that I'm going to have a language setting on the app that lets you, convert the text from that app into your language. So did Otani just, and I've heard ESPN pundits go, well, when you're an athlete, you don't think about things like that. You don't you don't pay attention to that. Your main focus is on your job, on the game. I'm sorry, but I can only buy that but so much. How did Otani not see this? They say he's a victim, but how did Otani not see 2 million here, 3 million here coming out of the bank account? Now I know what it is. He's making so much money that it's not like, it's not like Otani's going to roll up to a 7-Eleven to buy a Slurpee and all of a sudden his card's going to be declined. Okay? The man ain't broke by any means. But I mean, I ain't broke by any means. I work hard for my money out here, and I make good money out here. But I'm not going to sit here and not check my bank. I check my bank account every single day. Often it's one of the first things I do when I wake up and one of the last things I do before I go to bed. Pull up my banking app, check my account, make sure there's nothing coming out of there unauthorized. I also have text alerts set up. My little country ass bank that I bank at, who didn't even have online banking until 2 years ago, now alerts me whenever I swipe my debit card somewhere or whenever I make an online purchase. You're telling me that Ohtani did not have this set up on his phone? I still, I'm sorry. I find it hard to believe that this guy could be that stupid. But you know who ain't stupid? You know who probably figured all this out? I'll give you a hint. What happened to Ohtani recently? He kept it so secret that nobody really knew about it until about a month after it happened. He got married. Okay? Guarantee you the wife knows how much money he's making. I guarantee you she knew. Guarantee you she's got access to his bank account. She went to go to goddamn buy herself a nice Louis Vuitton and notice, hey, there ain't as much money in the bank for my Louis or my Cartier or my bottle of Cristal. There ain't as much money in the bank as there should be. And everybody in the world knows how much money this man makes. His contract's a matter of public record. So you're telling me that it took a woman. This is what I think happened, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I think the key to it all is he got married. He put his wife on the bank account. That old joint checking deal. It happens. It happens. Don't tell me it ain't happened to you, all you married men out there. You know what I'm talking about, that joint checking. So when Mrs. Ohtani got to looking at Mr. Ohtani's bank account and noticed something wasn't adding up, I bet you it was her that pulled him to the side and said, hey, did you do this? What are you spending at 3-4 million? What are you spending $18 million over the course of 3 years on? You're making more money than God. You shouldn't be going through your money that quickly, my loving husband. You should be giving it to me. I need a new set of Gucci shoes. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. This is crazy. I don't buy it. Something doesn't quite add up here still. He can play the victim card all he wants to. But man, if you let a guy have access to your bank account and you trust them so much that, I mean, this guy's essentially an employee, but if you trust him that much that you just let him have your bank account willy-nilly, you're stupid. And you deserve to get milked dry. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you down the road.